This is a D6 generation pip. One of those dots on the side of a six-sided die. Yeah, a pip. A short pip. Little something. About anything gaming related. Sometimes featuring Craig, sometimes featuring Russ. We'll see what's coming up today.
Hey, welcome back, and it's time. Gentlemen, we are very excited. I have both Craig Gallant and Raef Hollywood Granger in the house today. How you doing?
Woot woot. That's what I got. Woot woot.
Woot woot is good. I'll take it.
Russ, I almost wanted to do that thing where we agreed you come on in first, but I crash into you verbally, but I decided not to.
Probably for the best. But this is exciting because under the wire, just with only 2 days left of 2020, we are getting our annual predictions episode out the door. I'm going to try to publish this thing tomorrow on December 31st. So it's going to be live. It's going to be a squeaker. Hopefully it's going to be some little bit of good news as 2020 draws to an end. What do you guys think?
I think that the listeners, those that are still here listening, they really need to thank you, Russ. Like, send Russ happy emoji on Twitter, because he really did wrangle Craig and I together, and we were like cats, and he's working really hard for you guys to get this predictions episode out there. So thank you, Russ. I do appreciate your efforts.
But here we are, and we're ready to go. Now, let's just review the rules, because as longtime listeners know, and if you're the first time listening to this, maybe you jumped in and we did all this D&D in 2020, because let's be honest, 2020 has been so crazy. We just completely did all new things this year, which have been great. But if you're like, what's this prediction thing? Here's how it works. Every year in the D6G, we make predictions about what's going to happen next year. So in the first half of this episode, we're going to review the predictions we made at the end of 2019 about 2020. Now, we should probably just agree right now, I'll be shocked if we got anything right, given where 2020 ended compared to where it began. But we'll see. But also, being gamers, this prediction system, after we review 2020's predictions, we're then going to go ahead and make some predictions about 2021 that, assuming we all don't die to murder hornets or a volcano or an asteroid, we can then review in December of 21. But of course, in addition to making predictions, since we're gamers, we actually have a framework, a well-defined now framework of rules, right, Craig?
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
we do.
And Craig, are you ready with your extremely complex and mathematically interesting, statistically, powered by calculus and, the math of eons of human evolution? Are you ready with your Excel spreadsheet?
No, I am not.
Okay.
We'll just have to wing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Craig is winging it, I'll describe the rules so Craig can build the macros in his Excel spreadsheet. You're going to hear his little...
I had them, and then, so not so much, but we'll see.
It's almost like we've been doing this for 11 years or something.
Right.
12 years.
Well, you know what it's almost like? It's almost like I usually build it from scratch with plenty of time. I don't have any time. So what I'm trying to do is take one from previously and copy and paste without, I'm having a grand old time. It'll be fine.
Okay. Great. Well, Craig hacks his way to an Excel spreadsheet. I will review the rules, and Raef, you correct me if I get any of these wrong. Okay.
You got it. Since that's my forte.
Okay, here we go. The first rule, because being a lawyer, you'll keep me honest here. First rule. Yep. The first rule, and these rules have been largely changed now for several years in a row, thanks to the evolution and iteration of listeners giving us feedback. So the first rule is that all predictions must have a quantifiable final measure, right?
Yes.
So you can't just say, I think, this game will be better than this other game. You have to say by how much through some kind of ranking system or something. Secondly, each prediction...
Wait, I think I'm reading ahead really quickly. And doesn't it have to be quantifiable within 2021?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we're reviewing last year's predictions, but yes, within the year they're made. Yeah, the next year, right? Exactly. Now, each prediction is worth a point.
Algorithm ready to go. Just
excellent. Go, Craig. Good. So you double check the algorithm, Craig, as I describe the rules here to make sure you got them right. So each prediction is worth 1 point. So if you're correct, you get 1 point. But you get plus 1 point for each host who disagrees with your prediction. So, for example, when Raef makes a prediction, for example, I think there will be a global pandemic in 2021. Then we also ask the other two hosts, myself and Craig, if we think Raef is going to be right. Now, if we disagree with him, we also record that. And then the question is then with bonus points, right? He gets 1 point for being correct, and then plus 1 point for each host who disagreed with him, i.e. that makes the prediction, clearly it was a more challenging prediction if we didn't think it was going to be true. And then also any other host who agreed with him gets plus 1 point as well, right?
Yes.
And you have to make some opinion, because if you say no opinion, it's a minus 1 point. And if you disagree and you're wrong, it's minus 1 as well. Does that all make sense?
Right.
So far? Okay. That's for all the scoring. All information that you use, third rule, all information that you use to make your prediction must be public. In other words, you can't use insider information about the game industry or whatever you have to inform your prediction, right?
Right.
And
if you do have inside information, you must reveal it.
Yes. And then also,
at which point it ceases to be inside.
That's right.
Correct.
Also, we do the prediction order because we just a few years ago we discovered that whoever goes last on agreeing or disagreeing has some kind of advantage. So the winner from last year always has to be the first to choose to agree or disagree with the person,
right?
Which again was Craig. Craig is now like the undisputed champion.
This is like going on a job interview where you don't need the job.
Yeah.
Or you're going on a date where you don't really care whether she likes you or not. And those are the times when everything seems to click and work just great.
Yeah, exactly. So whoever won last time has to go first. I'm agreeing. And Craig was the winner last time, so he'll be going first. And then also you have the option to kick your prediction up a notch. So in other words, if you make a prediction and both the other hosts agree with you, then you've obviously made sort of an easy prediction. So you have the option to be additive to your prediction. Either make it more specific or make it even less likely to occur or harder to predict. And that in an effort to try to flip the hosts to make it worth more, right?
Yes.
But of course, you're making it harder on yourself.
It's a boost mechanic.
It is. It's a boost mechanic, right? Does that all make sense? Are we ready, gentlemen?
We're ready.
All right, here we go. So first I'm going to do this episode, we're going to review last year's predictions. And then we're going to go on to 2021. So here we are, the round one. And also, by the way, each of us makes 7 predictions. So there'll be 7 rounds. And in the first round, Craig, here is your first prediction you made for 2020 back in December of 2019, when you had a crystal clear view of exactly what was going to happen in 2020. You had it locked down. What did you say is your first prediction last year, Craig?
What I said, it strikes me that if anybody kept all of their predictions negative, such as this won't happen or that won't happen, you could have really stolen the show this year. And I start off with a negative. Right. I said I would do 0 to 1 Kickstarters in 2020, and I did 0.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
And,
wow.
You know what? You know why? So here I am. I'm trying to clean all of my gaming storage spaces in the house and realizing how much stuff I've collected, and just moving up the Joan of Arc Kickstarter pledge took 2 trips to the attic. And that was the whole time, and it's heavy. And the whole time I was like, this is why I don't anymore.
Now you didn't back the second Joan of Arc Kickstarter, which came out in 2020.
Are you sure that one came out in 2020? I'm pretty
still
sure
only one, so you're okay. You're okay if you did that.
No, but yeah, I did, but I don't think that was 2020. I'm 90% sure that was.
I thought the second round started in spring, but I could be wrong.
Because we've been waiting forever, right? Because then they got into legal trouble, and
well, not only that, like every Kickstarter on the planet stopped because the supply chain just kind of
closed. Yeah. But before that, they were in legal trouble, and who was getting credit for what part of the game, and
I didn't know that.
So even if I did do that, you are correct. That would put me at 1, and I said 0 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Actually, my oldest daughter today, she helped me validate some of these, and she thought it was interesting that you didn't actually say 0 to 1, Craig. You said 1 to 0, which I thought was interesting.
Oh.
She thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, that was fascinating.
So Craig, what does that mean for your score? So Raef, you agreed with Craig on this, correct?
I shockingly agreed. I was looking at that thinking I've already lost, and Craig's going to say he supported 6.
Right.
But somehow I knew Craig was serious on this one.
And I thought Craig would not have that willpower, but I think 2020 saved him, honestly. You know, we all became a little more frugal this year, a little more thoughtful. You know, maybe there were.
Russ, it could have gone the other way because he could have been home and bored. So
yeah, true.
Yep.
So for a score, Craig, you're going to get 1 for being correct.
Yep.
And +1 because I disagreed with you.
Yes.
Right. And then
Russell.
Yeah, and then I get a -1 for being incorrect.
Yeah. And just to defend my honor, Joan of Arc 1.5 was October 2019.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All
Not
right.
that it matters, like we said, but yeah. Okay.
So, Raef, what was your round 1 prediction?
All right, my round 1 prediction is I follow in the wake of Wakeland's love of the Xbox, even though I'm really angling for a PS something, either 4 or 5 this year, because I'm going to play some of the games that are exclusive.
Oh, there's some good
PS.
games on the PlayStation, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. So once I get my loft office completed, I'm going to probably buy one of the two. But I said that the new Xbox, which I don't even know what's called, the Xbox X.
There's 2 new Xboxes. There's the Series. There's the word Series is important because there's several Xbox S's, but the newest have the word Series. So it's Xbox Series X as in X-ray, and there's Xbox Series S as in Sam.
Okay.
There are 2 different ones. Yeah.
And Russ has graciously combined the 2 for sales to help you out, Rafe.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. So the new Xbox will beat out the new PlayStation 5 in 2020. Both will launch in 2020.
Yeah.
And Xbox will, that was quantified by they will sell more units, not dollars or something, right? And or sells more. I don't know if it was units actually. And Russ is the person charged to pick the measurement site. So Russ, I will have
this
you.
This was a bold prediction, Rafe, because PlayStation typically beats Xbox on units sold. Now it's also an interesting prediction because you were correct in that both did launch and did sell. There were actually 2 different flavors of both consoles, right? So the Xbox had the Series X and the Series S. The PlayStation has the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 digital, right? So my daughter Rose, again, she was in the car. We were running some errands today. She was doing all the calculations on the laptop. She went out, figured them all out, aggregated them all together.
Go Rose.
Found that now both, I thought this was going to be fascinating because the big story of 2020 in the video game world is that both Xbox and PlayStation's launches, you simply can't get these things, right? They're just selling as fast as they are hitting the streets. They're not available anywhere. It's mostly because everybody has there was probably manufacturing trouble. They didn't get as many out as they'd hoped. B, everybody's got budget because no one's traveling or doing anything. C, what else are you going to do besides play video games if you're trapped at home?
Right.
So long story short, huge demand, supply chain challenges. Shouldn't they be equal? Well, apparently not. Apparently Sony did a better job of producing units because you still can't find either of them anywhere. So it's hard to say that one had more demand than another, but we do know at this point, based on the information my daughter could find, the PS5 has sold about 689,000 units worldwide. The Xbox S and X combined have sold 368,000 units combined. So the PS5 is just about doubled the 5 plus the digital.
That's amazing.
Now, but here's the really amazing thing. You ready?
Yeah, this is amazing.
In case you're thinking, oh yeah, no one talks about Nintendo anymore. No. The Nintendo Switch, which is kind of old news, but it's portable, sold 2.5 million units this year.
That is amazing.
The thing to play. So both Sony and Microsoft, selling as fast as they can make them, but Nintendo's already got manufacturing because it's kind of old tech and they're just cranking it out. So Nintendo's got the lock.
I'm going to be making
sadly, Rafe, you're going to be wrong there.
Yeah, I lose there.
Yeah. So,
but not you two.
No.
Yeah, so Rafe gets -1 for being incorrect, and Craig and I each get +1.
Yeah, Craig disagreed and Russ disagreed very wisely.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, you got any ruminations on that, Russ? Why not the supply chain issue, but why is the Xbox behind, you think?
It's just supply. It's got to be supply because you can't buy them anywhere. It's just got to be manufacturing and supply.
So is what you're saying, and I don't care for the points, what you're saying is that if their supply chain would better, they'd be close to the PS5? Or do you think
no, because the PS5 also you can't get it. So if their supply chain is better, they might have sold double too. It's hard.
I think too.
My guess is they're both still representative of demand because Sony probably had more made knowing their demand, and Microsoft probably tried to build them to demand so they didn't overproduce. Yeah. So my guess is it's still representative of demand. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Nintendo's just laughing all the way to the bank. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So my prediction.
What was yours, Russ?
Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I thought I'd spice it up last year. So I decided
yeah.
to predict in rhyme. This is what I did last year. So here was my rhyming prediction for round 1. It was contrast paints make new forces a breeze. I'll paint 3 armies as quick as you please. How'd you like that, Raef, Craig?
I like it. That's a good
I feel
couplet.
like I'm back in like a Hogwarts or something.
Yeah. Now I said, to clarify, I said I would paint 3 more new armies in 2020, and an army is any force with more than 20 or more models.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually easily did that. So I did 2 Star Wars armies alone. I also did a entire Blood Red Skies, which is more than 20. And I also did a bunch of Warcaster stuff, but they were smaller skirmish forces. I did a couple more I couldn't even remember, but that more than covered my thing. Sadly, both of you agreed with me. So I only get 1 point, and Craig and Raef also get 1 point. Do you get 1 point if you agree, or you just don't get negative 1 point?
No, I don't think you do.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me check the rules. Let's see.
Hosts who correctly agree or disagree gain 1 point.
We
that's
gain
true.
1 point.
Yeah.
If
So
correct.
Craig and I get a point, and
We all get a point.
We all
everybody
get a
gets
point.
a point there, so it's a wash. Yeah. Okay,
It's designed
round
that
2.
way. So if you do something we all agree with, it's a wash.
Yeah. So Craig, what's the standings right now going in round 2?
Well, going in round 2, Russ. At the end of round 1, we've got Russ with 2, Raef with 1, and Craig with 4.
See, Raef, it's a
Yet
repeat.
again.
Even in 2020, the man's not wrong.
If I can,
Oh my
if I
gosh.
can maintain these predictions of nothing happening, then I think I'm going to be on a roll.
Okay, good.
Something
All right,
tells
well,
me
in round 2, Craig.
that's about to not happen.
Yeah, I think you're in round 2, Craig. You got uncharacteristically optimistic.
I did, and I should have known better. I said that the video battle rep thing that we were doing, although
we just started, I think we made 2 at this point.
exactly my
We're on a roll.
sense, we stopped doing it because of COVID. So
Mhm.
so we never really got a chance. But I did think that it was going to revitalize our Patreon base. Sadly, that did not happen.
Yeah.
Raef disagreed because he's just that kind of negative Nancy.
Yep.
And Russ agreed, which he had to because it was his idea. So sadly, I lose a point. Russ lose a point, and because Raef is on Team Raef, he gained a point.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
All right.
Ding a ding ding. But I will quickly concede my point because my prediction number 2 was that Diablo 4 from Blizzard will release in 2020. Now that was a total Raef prediction. It wasn't like estimated to or nothing. I was just trying to be hopeful.
Just out of the blue, man.
Just out of the blue. Diablo 4 will release in 2020, and sadly, that's a no.
Nope.
No.
So now, Craig, I don't know what you're thinking, Craig. You agreed with Raef on this.
I'm thinking that I have to go first on all of these, and I know nothing about
Yes,
computers
that's
or
right.
consoles. That's what I'm
That's right.
thinking.
So that means Raef is a -1 for being wrong. Craig is a -1 for being wrong.
Oh,
but I get +1.
No, I get 0 for being.
Oh, that's right.
-1 for. Come
Well,
on,
I
Russ.
like it.
Come on. Yeah, you like
Well,
it.
I get +1 for disagreeing, though. I'll take that.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
All right.
Mhm.
My prediction, my round 2 prediction.
Yes.
I also, again, using rhyme because everybody knows that rhyme has power, but
It does.
apparently not that much. I said that names have power that is known. Xbox is renamed and the X Cloud will pwn. Sadly, so my theory was back then that the Xbox Series X name was so convoluted and weird and too close to the Xbox One X that they would rename it. But surprisingly, they did not.
No.
So I was wrong there no matter what, because there's no partial wins. The xCloud part, I was kind of predicting the xCloud streaming service would be the clear leader in gaming streaming. That seems to be happening, but it didn't get fully launched as much as it came out on Android. It seems to be beating Stadia, and Sony doesn't have a streaming service. So it seems like it's positioned for that, but I can't really say that it's happened yet. So sadly, I'm wrong on that one.
Ouch.
Craig, you disagreed with me, so well played. But Raef, you agreed with me, so bad luck.
Yeah. Now, Russ, I think I might have figured out why Craig always wins. And again, for those that are just joining, Craig hates the predictions, not the episode. He loves doing the episodes, but predictions themselves, he feels like he's not particularly good at them. He doesn't know what to do, and yet he wins by landslides year after year after year.
Yeah.
So if Craig is reporting a host who agrees or who disagrees as a 0, according to rule number 2, it should be a -1, not a 0.
What?
Read rule number 2.
Let's go back to rule number
Minus
2.
plus 1 point for each host who disagrees with the prediction. Hosts who correctly agree or disagree, plus 1. No opinion is a -1. Oh, if incorrect, -1.
Oh.
That's not.
Yeah, but is
true.
that incorrect? Is that if incorrect about the main guesser or about the?
I will.
That's the main guesser.
I will say, from my expertise, it could be either way. I think we meant the
I'm gonna
main
put
guesser.
down if primary. I'm going to change it because I think we've always done only the primary. I think Craig's right on this.
Yeah.
All right,
wow,
okay.
but that was a way to lawyer in on that one.
Yeah, though
Yeah.
that was some pretty good lawyering because
that was
Thank
very
you.
impressive.
rules is
lawyering.
written. Rafe's not wrong. Rules is written. You can
No.
interpret that either way.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow, nice.
Which I also find moderately offensive from a lawyerly point of view, Russ, is that you write down our predictions and then save them for posterity. And then your daughter, who helped you with the scoring, is now making jokes at my expense.
There is commentary. There is commentary. We'll get to that. No need to jump ahead.
Based on your typing of the prediction.
Yes.
But anyway.
But in any case, at the end of round 2, Craig, what is the standing?
Round 2, although things got a little nerve-wracking there at the moment with the lawyerness, round 2 is a total wash at 0-0-0. So the score remains Raef at 1, Russ at 2, Craig at 4 after predictions round 2.
Yeah, that's not good. But I'm gaining. I'm halfway there, Raef.
You were halfway there last. Wow.
Details, Craig.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Round 3. Craig, what was your prediction in round 3?
All right. So now, interestingly, we're using a sliding scale of model count here.
Are we?
I said, well, yeah, because it says right there.
Yeah,
I said, and again with the 1-0. I don't know. 0 to 1. And then ha, Craig, to Rose, because you typed more than instead of than, and that's you, not me. But anyway.
Okay.
So I will not allow that laughter. Okay. I will not allow that typed laughter to stand, Russ. I will not allow it. She thinks she's all.
Well, explain what it is.
Now.
But you're conflating two different predictions, though. We're still talking about your model painting. We're not talking about D&D predictions.
No,
right.
But that's I see what
she's laughing at you being wrong about how many times my family would play D&D. She's not laughing at grammar.
Oh, she put the okay. Anyway, I don't know which one of you put the note at the end of round 3, but okay. All right. Anyway, I said I would paint 1-0 full-size armies.
Yes.
Army defined with me on this prediction is 30 or more models. And a new army is something that I didn't have anything painted for prior to the to the beginning of the army in 2020. Now, interestingly enough, I painted a butt ton of models in 2020, but it was all for skirmish or adding to my Star Wars army. So I didn't do any armies. I did.
What about Joan of Arc? Was that all 2019?
Yeah, that was 2019.
Well, wait a minute. Russ is including Star Wars armies as an army.
No, but I got new Star Wars armies this year. Craig didn't.
Yeah. I didn't do a new Star Wars army. I just did a few, and I didn't do 30 plus. I didn't even do 20 plus models. I did some really cool Mandalorians. I did some really cool special forces, but I didn't actually paint any full armies. I painted 4 Infinity factions, but Infinity is a skirmish army. I mean, a skirmish game. So each faction was 10 or less models. So I did that. I did a few more heroes in I did a bunch of heroes, but still not more than 30, because I don't think I have 30 in the whole collection for Marvel Crisis Protocol. And I did 2 armies for the tanks, the Modern Age game, but neither of those armies added up to 20 models either, because it's a small model. It's another small model count game. So all the stuff I painted was small model count stuff.
Got it.
So I did 0 large armies in 2020.
Yes. So you're distracted by some. So you're correct on that one.
Did.
And Raef agreed with you. However, I disagreed, sadly. So that gives you 2 points, Craig, because I disagree with you.
Yep. All right. So
my prediction: the Russ D&D with family will be the same number or more than in 2019. And ding, ding, ding. Thanks to the hard mathematical calculations of Rose Wakeland, there were more Wakeland family D&D sessions in 2019, followed by the following quote, ha, 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 Craig.
I
Rose.
thought she was making fun of the grammar. There are more.
No.
No.
I love that.
She's an engineer. She doesn't understand grammar.
I was going to
she was
say
talking about the math.
is truly her father's daughter.
Yes.
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 I loved it. More commentary by Rose, please.
Yeah. So that's because of COVID. So we started playing, but also it was unknown at this time, right? My old campaign was wrapping up, and it was unknown at this time if Rose would continue to playing in college, right? Because she was going to college just past
That's
fall.
what I was counting on.
So yes, but we did end up. She took a month off, got school figured out, and we've been playing weekly. We played weekly all summer, and then we've been playing weekly since November. So we actually have more sessions in 2020 than we did in all of 2018 and 2019 combined.
Very well done.
It was a good run. So Raef, you get 2 points because Craig disagreed with you.
Yep.
And I get 1 point for agreeing.
Yes. Russ, what was yours?
Oh, go ahead, Craig.
I'm just happy to have missed that one because I'm
There you go. Yes, it's very
happy you
exciting.
guys were able to do that.
Now remember one thing we should say too. I don't think we clarified this in the beginning. We make these predictions secretly without talking to each other. So sometimes the predictions are very close or overlap because we're all thinking about the same thing.
Right.
And I also made a prediction about my D&D campaign. So my rhyming was children who grow with RPGs at home keep their family bond when later they roam.
Oh,
and so
it's cute.
I said my prediction was my family D&D campaign of 5 years will conclude in Q1, which it did. It ended in Q1. Which, Craig, if it makes you feel better, my daughter also picked on me for calling it Q1. She goes, "You're such a businessman." And we will start a new campaign over the summer, is my prediction, which will continue while the kids are in college.
Yep.
And that's exactly what actually happened, as I mentioned earlier. So the good news was it was a happy prediction that you all agree, but so it was very kind. So we all get a point.
Yay.
Yay. So at the end of round 3, Craig, how's it looking?
At the end of round 3, it's looking tight. Russ now has 4 points total. Raef now has 5 points total, and I have 7 points total.
Oh, still holding that lead though.
But I'm falling behind.
Yeah. Let's see what round 4 brings. Craig, what was your round 4 prediction?
Round 4 is damn you, COVID.
Here's where COVID starts to strike.
Where it starts to fall apart. I should have realized. Now, see, when I did all of my predictions at 1:00 this morning, I should have realized what would have made a good prediction for this year, and I should have kept with that because here I am being all positive again, and that's not going to work.
Okay.
I said 2020 will feature 3 Marvel movie releases, an X-Men release, and 2 MCU Phase 5 movies, which we're not even in Phase 5, so that would have been wrong to begin with. They include the New Mutants, which did come out, but like doesn't
was a stinker.
Black Widow, which of course has not yet come out.
Nope.
And the Eternals, which of course has not yet come out either.
Nope.
None of these will break into the top 10. Oh, wait.
Dude, nothing's been in. You should know, and we're going to talk about this more later. But Sonic the Hedgehog is the number 3 ranked movie from box office sales for 2020.
Wow.
Currently the top 10. Oh, wow. Look, so it works out for me.
Does it?
It does, because nothing broke into the top 10.
Yeah.
I didn't say they were going to.
But the first half of your prediction is totally wrong. The movies you said coming out, we didn't.
That's
so.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that's sadly a -1 for me.
Yeah, and I agreed. I was on the Craig train.
But I get a +1 for disagreeing because that's how we roll.
Yep.
So sad about that. Raef, what was your that's really a COVID victimization though, Raef. Craig, I thought that was a pretty solid bet.
Yeah.
All right. Raef, what did you say?
I said that WoW Classic will still be, quote, going strong, end quote, as defined by massively overpowered site. Raef to provide evidence. If no evidence, then wrong. And we quibbled about this because, it's a little bit hard to be quantifiable, but I said we'll know it when we see it.
Okay.
And so my research has indicated it is, and I play WoW, and I still know from reading a lot of WoW articles that they all say things like, and Classic still has a strong fan base, and so on and so forth. So WoW Classic is still going strong, and that there's a quote there from Massively OP that states it.
Yeah, I think that's right. Actually, I've heard people talk about how much they like it. Although I will say this is a bit pretty weak on the validation side, but yes, you're right.
But
Craig,
see,
do you have any concerns about that?
We'll know it when we see it.
Yeah.
No, I buy it.
Okay, so Craig and I disagree with you, so it's a 3-pointer for you, Raef.
Yeah. I needed it too.
Yeah, big one.
That's a huge.
That's a huge swing right there.
So my round 4 prediction is really pretty ironic. So here's my rhyme. You ready? Here we go. I said CD Projekt Red proves lightning strikes twice. There's already video game fans out there laughing. Witcher 3 was good. Cyberpunk just as nice. Anybody who's been watching the media around video games at all knows that Cyberpunk 2077 did not have the best of releases. First of all, I said, to make it clean, I said Cyberpunk 2077 would release this spring. Well, that didn't happen. Maybe because of COVID, maybe because it was late, who knows why. And then I also said the score will score just as well on Metacritic as Witcher 3 did, i.e. I said it'd be in the 90s. It's kind of funny because when it first came out, I think all the prepaid interviews had it in the 90s. So I was looking pretty good. But then once it came out on the older consoles, it's like in the Rose wrote it down on PC, it's now an 86. But then on Xbox One, it's a 61, and on PS4, it's a 54, because in the older gen consoles, it just looks like crap. So sadly, they kind of fumbled. I'm hopeful that they'll patch it up and it'll do well. But right now, it's not looking good.
Yep.
Sadly. So Craig agreed, but you wrote down you don't feel good about this. So,
I did not. And I should not.
And you should have
gone with your gut.
Because Raef disagreed.
Yep.
So he gets +1. And I get a -1 because I was wrong.
Raef is 1 point away from the perfect score on round 4.
Yeah. So what's our standings now, Craig?
Oh, it's ugly.
Okay.
Russ, your standing has remained the same at 4.
Okay.
Raef has now catapulted into the lead at 9, and I have dropped down to 6.
Oh, Raef, can you hold it, Granger?
I don't know.
Could this
honestly
be your year?
don't know.
Brutal.
All right. You know, I've heard it said that the only winners in 2020 were the lawyers, and we might find out. All right.
That's not good for me since I'm switching have switched my practice over to business coaching, but yeah.
Well, there's a problem because there aren't any of those anymore. Oh, sorry. Moving on to round 5.
Ow.
Craig, not
Angry Russ.
consultants, I mean businesses. Craig, round 5. What was your prediction for round 5?
My prediction in round 5 was that Marvel Crisis Protocol by Atomic Mass Games will remain strong throughout 2020 with regular monthly releases that will go throughout the year, including at least 2 more that have not yet been teased in 2019. And not only are they going strong, but there had been no actual, other than like a veiled hint here or there had been no report of X-Men, etc. appearing, and they were all teased at Gen Con 2020, and many of them are now out. So I would say not only are they going strong, but they're launching into new territory. And of course, they were just given the responsibility of all the Fantasy Flight games, Star Wars miniatures games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think that's right. I'm seeing there's a lot of love for that game. I was a little fuzzy on what was teased and what wasn't, but I think you're right. There were plenty of new releases that we didn't know were coming. So, so Craig, Raef disagreed with you. So you get 2, and I get 1 for agreeing.
Yes, you do. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And now, Raef, this prediction was interesting. You did now with Craig's theory. If you're negative, you generally win. I'm curious about this. So, Raef, what was your round 5 prediction?
I those that are longtime listeners know that I get these callings. Okay, and I did have one for this year, Greg, but we'll have to save that for the next segment. I get these callings. I'm sorry, but I predicted that this was the year you're going to get kicked in the nuts.
Yes, you did.
You would argue that Craig was figuratively kicked in the nuts this year.
No.
I don't know about literally.
No, I mean literally. Now it's really because he was practicing karate with Reese, and so I thought Reese
years ago.
Yeah, years ago would just get a quick snap kick in there.
All right.
Or I would play a game of X-Wing in 2020.
Or something completely different will happen. Not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe we allowed this, Craig.
So
that's what we both
know.
agreed.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway, Raef, I believe you played a game of X-Wing.
I did. I played the X-Wing campaign, the fan built campaign, which is a great campaign. Still holds up.
Yep. Okay. Interestingly enough, I got kicked in the groin so hard just a few months ago.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that story.
Oh my God. Go to bed. I had to go. I had to lay down. Yeah.
Then that means I failed.
No,
you're right.
You said I would get kicked or you would play.
Oh, right. It's a
Yeah,
double
yeah.
win.
Oh, actually, Raef,
Oh no, it's an or.
I hate
it's not
to-
an and.
or,
Right.
I would hate to lawyer you that.
I know. I know.
Right.
And I feel like this might be wrong.
No,
It's wrong.
no.
Well, no, wait, but a Boolean, if we get all computer
Yeah.
sciencey for a minute, a Boolean of two truths with an or is still true.
Exactly. That's how.
So I'm going to say, based on computer science, this is still legitimately correct.
Yeah.
Which is sort of self-serving since Craig and I both agreed with this, so we all get a point.
No, it's either
Right.
going to be a 1-1-1 or a 0. Oh, it's a -1. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, because it's a -1 for Rafe, but not you and I. So either way it works. It's a wash.
Yeah.
But no, it's better for us to be wrong, isn't it? Well, it's okay.
Yeah. But
All right.
yeah. Oh my God.
I gotta go with Boolean logic.
Computer science.
I also would hate to have gotten kicked in the nuts and lost a point. That
Yeah,
would-
yeah, right, exactly. All right.
I mean, that would just
okay.
be, that
Here
was
was my
20.
Hey, Russ, is Rose nearby? I want Rose will weigh in on the logic that should apply.
She's not here right now. She's
Oh,
upstairs. So in other news, one of the reasons I'm redoing my youngest daughter's room is she's getting old enough to redo it, but also she had her wisdom teeth pulled today, so Rose is upstairs consoling her.
Okay.
I'm going through that. Everything's going well. It's not a pleasant process.
Yeah.
All right. My prediction for round 5, which again had rhymes, was quote, games bring together those who divide. We'll keep playing and talking after the elections decide. That was not my best rhyme. But basically, I said that Dyson discussions, which was something we started in 2019 as an effort to do, I say we like locally, it wasn't a D6G thing, but we decided to do, I did in 2019 as sort of a way to get people who are on opposite sides of the political aisle just chatting. I said, we'll meet at least 6 times and we'll get a new member. Now, what's funny about this, Rafe, I don't know if you know this, but yeah, you do know this. The D&D game that we've been playing weekly since June started because we tried to restart Dyson discussions.
It did, but that was only one meeting.
No. But players from that group still meet. And I didn't specify whether or not it would be only discussions or only gaming. So it went from discussions to gaming, but it's still a group. So I'm going to say I got
no.
that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. And
No. And it's even got new people.
I'm losing points on this. I just want the audience to know. But no, Dyson Discussions was gaming and discussion.
And we did that.
There's not just the name. But did you do it 6 times?
Yes, but the 6 times were just the dice part.
Yeah.
No.
There was discussions once, and there was dice actually more than 6 times.
That's a no.
And we got new people playing D&D with us.
Yeah, they're playing D&D. I'll guarantee
all
you
because
that.
of that. Yeah.
We're playing D&D, but I don't know, Craig, don't you think that's
what
a
do you
no?
think?
I mean, I see kind of what Russ is saying, but honestly, like this isn't you haven't had 6 meetings where you play to get like the established pattern, right? Is you play a game and you discuss and you read a book and it really, in point of fact, it almost felt like there was one discussion and it was like, oh wow, and then it was nothing but gaming.
That's true. But we did get new members together. So I tried. I tried to do what I said I was going to do. But I guess you
absolutely
right. It became
did,
pure gaming.
You know what it was? I think you need I got nothing.
No, I'll tell you what it was. It was that the to be honest, it's because the political climate in summer was so bad you couldn't do it.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too is it did work when we all read the same book, and then when we tried the later ones, we weren't all on the same page.
But I still think it was the political climate because it got so bad.
Yeah, that didn't help.
It was really bad. Like there were like riots going on then.
That didn't help. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, now what's that do to our scores?
It wasn't for lack of effort. What's that?
Now we all agreed with you, Russ. So what's that do to our scores?
I get a -1 and that's it.
That's
all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be worse than that.
All
for
right.
me.
Round 6.
Yes.
Round 6. Craig, what did you predict?
Once again, me and my positive. So I said, wow, I played 35 miniature games in 2019. I'm going to play even more than that in 2020. So a quick analysis. Let's see. No way in hell. So,
all right. So, so Craig gets a -1. Rafe agreed with him, so he gets nothing, but I get +1 for disagreeing because I was like, no, that was an outlier year. And I didn't even see the pandemic coming, obviously. But anyway, Rafe, what was your prediction around 6?
This year, I will, in capitals, play a lead solo guitar in a song playing out.
Yeah.
And that was a no. And not even due to COVID either. Like, I do not have a lead solo worthy. So even if there was no COVID, it would still be a no.
Yeah. All right. So sadly, -1 for you, Raef, and we agreed with you, so we get nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So in round 6, I had yet another rhyme, and I was back to video games. So back to our roots, vid games will learn. It's for story and characters that people yearn. So my prediction was that the success of RPGs in 2019, like Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, et cetera, will bring back story-based RPGs. And I said that the top 10 selling video games in 2020, half of them will be single-player experiences. Now, Rose did calculate this out. It's interesting. It's really actually hard to find sales charts, but we did find a popularity chart where, in fact, half of them were single-player games. So last year, 3 out of 10. Right. This year, 5 out of 10 are. So I got that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we agreed with you.
And we agreed.
Yeah. So that's +1 for everybody. That was a sort of a softball.
Now, how come you did none of the boosting? Like all of your
you don't have to boost.
You don't have to boost.
No,
I think because the year before I lost bad with boosts.
Yeah, but I think that we also used to. Don't we still do the part where if everybody agrees with you, you
can boost. You can try to change your prediction and get people to flip. Yeah.
There were years, Craig is right, where it wouldn't be allowed. But then we agreed.
It's up to you.
We made it easier. Yeah, we didn't. And I think one year I tried to boost everything. I think the year before this, 2019 predictions, I got 0. I went too hardcore.
Yeah.
So I pulled back.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it's working. How is it working, Craig? End of round 6. What's the score?
Well, let's see. At the end of round 6, Russ, you have 7. I have 9, and Raef has 10.
Oh, it's kind of close. I think the lack of boosting might be working out. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
I mentioned it's a lot tighter than normal. I think last year I had -2 at this point. All right, round 7, final round. Craig, what was your final prediction for 2020 here?
I have no idea what I was thinking on this one. Right. I would go at least 1 month without drinking any soda. It was exactly the opposite, actually. It was, screw you, 2020. I'm not only going to drink soda, I'm going to drink more of it, and I'm not going to drink decaf.
Yeah.
So that was a big old loss.
And I think what's great about this is Russ and I know you better than you know yourself. We were like, he couldn't even get the sentence out of his mouth. We're like, disagree.
Yes, and I remember that very clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Craig, you get a -1, and Raef and I each got a point. This could be a swinger right here.
Could be.
All right, Raef. How did your prediction for round 7?
I must have been persuaded by your rhyming because I said I wanted to play more games but did not. Says Raef with a sigh. Therefore, this new year I will play Scythe, and I want to play Scythe, but I didn't get a chance to play it. So that's a big old no.
All right, so
did not get to play it.
Yeah, and we both agreed with you. So that's just a -1 for Raef. We didn't pick up any gaps on that one, Craig.
No.
All right.
What about you, Russ? What about your final prediction of 2020?
Here we go. Yeah, I think this one might have been the hopes of humanity were dashed by COVID in many ways this year, and this may have been another one. So my quote was, "The dream of yesterday is the hope of tomorrow. Artemis 1 will succeed, inspiring others to follow." And so the Artemis 1 lunar mission, I said, will successfully launch, and all signs will be green by the end of 2020. Now, of course, it was scheduled to launch in, I think, end of Q3, early Q4 of 2020. That did not happen. It is now currently scheduled to be launching about this time next year. So I think it's pretty hard to build a rocket working remotely. So I feel like COVID may have screwed me on that one.
Working from home.
We're all the aerospace engineers are working from home. We're just gonna so sadly, Craig disagreed. Craig felt there was no hope for humanity. So nice, Craig. Way to be there.
Yep.
So I get a -1 and Craig gets a +1.
Yep.
Yeah, the current launch date is November 21.
And I agreed with you.
Yeah.
So Ray, Craig, how'd we do? What's the final score going into the bonus round?
So in my spreadsheet, it says pre-bofin, which oddly enough means pre-bonus finish, I guess. Or fine.
Oh, that's good.
The pre-bonus final, the pre-bofin number is Russ is at 7.
That might be an all-time high for me.
Raef is at 10.
Oh.
And I am at 9.
Ooh. But now here's where it gets tricky, because now there's the bonus round. And how the bonus round works is last year, the three of us each predicted who would be the winner going into the bonus round for this year, which is worth +1 point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Craig predicted I would win.
Which gets
so
me.
Craig gets 0 points.
Yep.
However, both Raef and I each predicted Craig would win, which means I get +1 for 8, and Raef gets +1.
I didn't
for
win. I didn't win.
He didn't win.
So you don't get any bonus.
Damn it.
points.
What was I thinking?
I'm not
wins.
getting any rocket.
Nobody gets anything. Oh, that's terrible.
Hey, what would have happened is since I won with the pre-bone fin. What is it? Pre-bond fin? Anyway.
Prebo fin.
If Craig had said Raef will win, he would get a point. And then we would have been a tie, which is what the bonus is supposed to prevent, ironically.
Ironically, yeah.
All right. But you know what that means, Raef? Now that you're the winner.
Hail the country.
Yeah. So Raef must now be the first agreeer or disagreeer.
Now
Craig is second and I am third.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah. Congratulations, Raef.
Thank you. Where's my crown?
I have to go first.
There is no crown, but you should feel good about that. Okay. Now it is time to move on to, I think the entire world is ready to move on to 2021. Are we all ready to move on to 2021?
Yep, I'm ready.
Excellent. All right. So now, Raef, since you're the winner, the order is going to be Raef, then Craig, then Russ.
Nobody can.
Craig, what are you saying?
I'm unstable. I'm unstable.
You are unstable. You're also coming in very quietly and having some connection problems, I think.
Yeah. Okay. How's this?
That's better. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Raef, you got to go first now.
I'm ready.
So now, guys, if you scroll down in the document, you'll see I've started a new section. So I'm going to be taking the notes, but you're responsible for correcting any bad spelling errors or other misrepresentations of your prediction, right? Because by the end of this episode, whatever's in this document is official, okay?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Okay. This is the year of the guitar solo. I will be able to play a guitar solo. And what I mean by that is like in the time of the music. So like, I'm not going to predict that I'll get to play it out because of COVID, but if I could play it out, it would be ready to be played. Does that make sense?
Yeah. How do we know that's true?
You have to trust me.
That breaks the first. That breaks the first one of the rules. Rule number one is it must be quantifiable.
It is okay. Then I'll have to play you. I'd have to play you a guitar solo.
Okay, Raef will play us one.
If I can do it, yep. Like if I say yes, I did it, and I'll play it for you.
Right. So you'll have to play a guitar solo for Craig and I.
Right.
All right. And you know what? Right. If you want to do it live on the show, we'll accept that.
Perfect.
All right.
So I'll play it along with the song.
Yeah, or if you play it in a gig, I'll allow that too.
Yeah, a gig totally counts.
Yeah, I just have to prove it.
But he's saying, Raef, he won't be playing. He probably won't play it in a gig. Craig, he's just saying he'll be able to play one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. I don't know how you quantify that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Craig, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, this seems like it's totally in our ballpark because we can just say, "Yep, you did it" when he plays for us, and so I'll agree.
All right.
Yeah, but you guys don't do that.
I will also agree. Raef, would you like to boost it?
I don't know, man. I'll boost it with this inside knowledge. I am nowhere near having that happen.
Currently.
It's not like I've got
your opinion, Raef, Craig.
It's not like I've got one in my pocket that needs to be polished.
No, I refuse to. I refuse to bet against my friend.
Okay,
yeah,
I would like to state where up at the top, Raef bet against the podcast, but I will not bet against Raef.
All right.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't have a boost for this one.
Okay.
All right.
Craig, what's your prediction?
Hey, this one is intriguing to me, and I agonized over how to quantify it because I have lots of ideas revolving around this. And you don't have to type in, Russ, because I'm going to use technology to theoretically boom. Okay. By the end of 2021, there's going to be an announcement. It might not have happened, but they will have announced it that a streaming service or an owner of a streaming service will purchase a movie theater company outright or form a stated open partnership with one. So we will know that there is there's a Disney Plus and Regal Cinema, for instance, will be openly affiliated. Not specifically those, especially Regal, because they just went out of business. But I do believe there's going to be. What's at the kernel, the core of this prediction is that there will be some shift in the meta structure of the movie theater business. I'm not sure what it will be, but I think this kind of ties in with a couple other things I see happening. Right. So that's what I think.
I have thoughts about this too in a later prediction.
I have thoughts about this too. I'm going to agree with Craig. I'm not exactly sure. I like this prediction. I didn't foresee it, but I do sense the shift, as does everybody in the movie industry. So, Craig, I agree.
I'm going to disagree 100%.
Really?
Because I think there is going to be a shift, but I'm going to be in the Craig mode of you should be more negative.
Yeah.
So, my theory on that is I don't think anybody's going to be touching a movie theater chain with a 10-foot pole. I think that's a dead industry.
Wow.
That's my theory.
All right.
But more about that later. Okay. Now, this year for my round one prediction, I decided last year I did rhyming. So this year I've got a different theme. And Raef, you're going to recognize this theme. It was inspired by one of our D&D groups here.
Oh.
So this is my quote, and then I'm going to quantify it. Ready? So the quote is, so tell me, do you want to go where it's covered, all in colored lights, where the runaways are running the night, impossible comes true, it's taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show. That is my quote. And the prediction is, are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Here's my prediction. There will be at least one major convention on 2021 that actually occurs, one gaming convention. And the first one will be PAX Unplugged.
Oh, wow. You're saying,
yeah, I'm saying, Lock and Load's already canceled. Adepticon's already canceled. Captain Con, I think, is already canceled. I'm going to say the first convention of that many gamers are aware of, that's like mainstream, will be, I don't even think it's going to be PAX East. I'm going to go PAX Unplugged, which is typically December.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of betting that by December 21, there'll be some air of normalcy in the entertainment industry, or in the hotel and convention industry.
I like it, Russ. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I have almost an identical prediction coming up.
It could be hopeful thinking, but I'm agreeing.
Greg, are you going to agree or disagree?
I have to agree, because my prediction is, I'm going to have to change it now, because mine is currently less specific than yours, and more of a challenge than yours. So I think you've kind of like hedged to the very end of the schedule.
Yeah.
So,
I kind of want to kick it up a notch and maybe go Gen Con.
Yeah.
But I think that's too optimistic.
Well, then this seems to be
all right.
Quandary.
I'm going to try to push it up to, if I make it PAX East, which is earlier. So PAX East is like October. Would that sway either of you to disagree?
No, not really.
But I would disagree with the Gen Con if you want to boost it to that.
No, I'm going to go to PAX East.
Okay.
I'll make it PAX East, but that's as far as I'm going to boost. So I think that's what happens, Craig, is we try to boost, but then I think you guys are sticking strong, which is fine. All right. Round 2.
Okay.
Raef, what was your round 2?
A couple years ago, I was given a gift of the game Vinhos, which is a game on Portuguese wine tasting, a Euro game by Megan and Jeremy Slache.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to play it, and I never have. And so my prediction is for 2021, I will play the game Vinhos.
Is it Vinhos like host? Like
it's one word.
Okay.
Without the T.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll play Vinhos. Vinhos.
Yes, I may not be pronouncing it.
Is that it? You're going to play one game? That's your prediction?
Yep. Well, that particular. Hey, I didn't play Scythe.
That's fair. Can't argue with that.
I wanted to.
Craig, are you going to agree or
agree?
Okay. I'm going to agree too, Raef. You got to keep that up.
I mean, it's
all right. I'm going to boost it. I got a boost for this.
All right.
I will play the game with my wife.
Ooh.
Who is not a board gamer at all. And dude, when you open up, if you saw this is Euro Masters level.
Okay, I'll disagree.
Yeah, I'll disagree. All right.
Yeah, that's a good move. Yeah. I would disagree with myself.
Okay, well played. There we go. We got a boost, Craig. We got a boost.
And the next time we have dinner and with Marisa, I'm going to have Karen do her magic with Marisa and by the time that conversation's over, she'll never play another game ever again.
No. That's not allowed.
Sabotage is not allowed, Craig.
Yeah, no sabotage.
It's not sabotage. It's just socializing.
All right, Craig. What's your prediction for round 2?
Okay, see, this is now I'm reading all these going, why am I being so positive?
Because it's been 2020. You just want anything good to happen.
No, my prediction for round 2 is that I will play some form of campaign to its conclusion. I don't know if it's going to be a role-playing game or a miniatures game or could even be a mini campaign. I don't know, but I haven't done a campaign in forever, and I haven't been able to play pretty much any games with anybody but Russ. And I'm not complaining, Russ. I love our games together. So Russ could probably single-handedly scotch this entire thing, but that's what I'm gonna say.
I do want to play an Armada campaign, which I know is kind of abstract.
But I don't have Armada anymore. I got rid of it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It won't happen. I'm a no.
So Rafe's gonna disagree.
All right.
I want to agree with you, Craig, but I'm going to disagree also.
I was going to say, you want to agree with me.
No, I do. It's two things. One, we're too squirrely. Yeah. So there'll be some new game. It keeps distracting us to get the campaign in.
Yeah.
And then 2, I just think it's a hard time right now for that.
It is. It's a very hard time for that. That's why I'm saying.
All right. Here's my prediction.
Bold prediction, Craig.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's good, bold prediction. I like it.
It's a bold prediction. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. My prediction again, using my new quote techniques here. My quote for this one is "Video killed the radio star." I'm still on my song theme here. Okay. So Craig, this is kind of where I'm going.
Yes.
Video killed the radio star. What I'm basically saying here is, and COVID killed the movie industry. But good news. Movies are gone. Period. Dead. Not coming back. Streaming show. And the reason you know this is if you try to get the box office numbers for 2020.
Yeah.
Good luck getting any movie listed that came out after March. There aren't any. And so streaming shows.
Tenet came out after March.
Yeah. Look for it. Streaming shows, box office rankings will radically change in 21. Most talked about entertainment will be series instead of movies. So, i.e., Box Office Mojo will be just as useless in the end of 21 as it is right now. Like if you were to look at Box Office Mojo, it does not reflect any of the shows people have talked about in 2021.
As of yesterday, Tenet made $361.4 million worldwide.
You were right. But was that one of the shows people were talking about? No. People were talking about Queen's Gambit. People are talking about Mandalorian. People are talking about, pick a show.
How are you going to quantify this? People are talking about.
Because the problem is there's going to be another. Basically, what I'm saying is I don't know how to quantify this. That's the problem. There's going to be another way. It's not going to be based on box office numbers because there will be no box office numbers of anything measurable in 2021.
I have a way you can do it because I was thinking it, but I didn't make a prediction on it.
Okay, what do you got?
You could predict how many major movies, like it's a little dark, but like Regal Cinemas or whatever, will file for bankruptcy protection.
I don't want to do that. What I'm more saying is like,
I get it. Your prediction is actually not that the theaters are going to die completely, but that the measure of success is not going to be how much money you made in theaters, but how much money you made overall.
Well, I think what I think is going to happen, right? And you saw this with Disney's announcement, right? What I really think is going to happen is, I'm serious about this. Movies as a medium, 2-hour storytelling is dead as a medium, right? And because it's much easier, better, more interesting to make either short series like a Queen's Gambit or full-on multiple series like a Mandalorian. And so you're already seeing Disney's go. If you look at Disney's announcement for all the Star Wars stuff and everything else they're doing, it's way, way more series heavy than it is movie heavy.
Yeah, right? That trend's been going on for a while.
And that's because the more when you build a series, people will continue to subscribe to your service.
Correct.
What all these guys have figured out is you remove the middleman of the theater, you make more money, and if you have a multi-month series, people will keep subscribing to your thing. And all you really need is 2 killer AAA series, and they pay for your service and the production of all the other crap shows you do. That's what Netflix has discovered. So that's what's going to happen. That's what entertainment's going to pivot to that. Movies as a storytelling art form are essentially dead. If you watch the making of The Mandalorian, you can see they're doing everything they do for movies, but they're doing it in a series now. And so basically what I'm saying is because it's going to happen, using things like Box Office Mojo or box office sales numbers or what gets sold as a movie at a movie theater as any sort of measure of successful entertainment making is dead. There's going to be some new thing, and I don't know what it is, though.
But here's the problem I have. With the core idea that you're putting forth, I don't disagree with you, but there is no way to quantify what you're saying.
Okay, how about this? There will be some new website or system that we can go to see the top watch. Because right now, like today, you can go see the top watch shows on Netflix. You can go see the top watch shows on Disney Plus. You can go see the top watch shows on Hulu. But I want to see is Mandalorian like beating out The Boys on Amazon, right? Is like this other show on this other, like someone's going to figure out how to rank video entertainment, for lack of a better way to describe it. And it's going to transcend the medium in a way that now you're like, oh, Mandalorian was more popular than Queen's Gambit, and they're going to make more sci-fi shows, or oh, Queen's Gambit and Bridgerton's is more popular, and Enola Holmes is more popular than Mandalorian. There's going to be more Victorian area shows. Like, right now we have no way to quantify that because there's no way to compare shows across different streaming platforms that aren't movies. Movies used to be the way you do that, but the movie theater industry is just gone. AMC is going to be
maybe
I don't want to predict this, but I think AMC is going to be dead this year.
Maybe that's the prediction, is there'll be a way to compare all of that.
Okay, that's right. There'll be a ranking system.
Okay. So right now you can go to different places like observer.com or screenrant.com and find articles that do this.
Yeah, but I want to see a ranking system, like Box Office Mojo.
Right.
I want a Metacritic, a Green Tomatoes, a Box Office Mojo, but for like viewership, like the most viewed show. I can do it manually, right? Because I could go look at the number of views that Netflix is saying, but I want to rank. Someone will figure that out. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And core to all that's wrapped up all that other stuff that I don't know how to quantify. So what do you guys think of that nonsense?
It's all about the platform. There will be a website or a system. Yeah.
To compare shows across platforms based on viewership popularity.
Yeah. Rafe?
What do you guys think? Rafe, you got to go first.
I agree.
Craig?
I disagree.
Oh, okay. I don't have
that's wise.
And you can't. And if someone disagrees, I remember you're not allowed to boost, right? You have to.
Right.
You have to be two agreed.
That's really wise, Craig, because I always agree with him on tech, and he loses all the time.
I'm in Craig's zone here and it is different. So my prediction does kind of fly in the face of your prediction, Craig, because your prediction earlier was one of these streaming guys is going to buy the movies.
Yeah.
I'm saying the movie theaters are dead. Like they're not coming back. It's over.
And I don't think.
And I'm embarrassed because the last movie. Okay, quick quiz. What was the last movie you saw in theaters? Craig, go.
1917 or whatever that World War I.
That's a quality movie. Rafe, what was your last movie you saw in theaters?
I can't even remember.
Okay, mine's Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, so
actually, technically, I saw Elf just 3 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, but okay, that's fair. But Sonic the Hedgehog, I have to live with for the rest of my life. That Sonic the Hedgehog may be my last movie theater experience, and that's just sad. It really is.
It won't be your last movie theater.
No, because I wanted to go see Wonder Woman.
Don't worry, Russ. Okay. You are wrong.
Okay, I don't think so. All right.
I want to comfort you with the knowledge that you are incorrect.
Okay, we'll see. All right. Rafe,
okay.
What is your round 3 prediction?
Well, to prove that we do not coordinate these, here's my movie prediction.
All right.
Spider-Man, I always like to make Spider-Man predictions. Spider-Man 3 is set to release December 17th, 2021. Okay? Mm-hmm. You will be able to see that movie in a movie theater.
Well, that's...
So not only will it release is my thing. I'm already pre-boosting it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. It'll be in theaters. Okay.
Yep. You'll be able to see it in a theater. Yep.
I agree.
Right. I disagree.
Really?
Perfect.
You think the theater industry will be dead by the end of 2021 is what you're saying.
I will be shocked if AMC, because the Universal story, right? So Universal basically
Hey now. Somebody may have a prediction on that.
Okay. I'm telling you, and you can see it what Disney just projected with what their plans are for everything.
I know what you're going to do with my next prediction, Russ.
All right.
I want to weigh in on the movies, but I'm going to wait for Craig.
All right, Craig, what's your prediction?
All right. Well, my prediction revolves around the Warner Brothers Universal. They will backtrack their decision to
this is
theatrical release all of their 2021 movies before the end of the year, i.e. not all will be joint released. At some point, I'm not saying they're going to immediately backtrack, but before the end of the year, there will be at least one of their movies that is released only in theaters first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Raef, what do you say about that?
Agree.
Disagree.
I know. Well, Russ, you're just doubling and tripling.
No, but here's my thinking. It's actually about money.
Yeah.
So when I was talking about Universal and Warner Brothers are different issues. So Universal, when the new Trolls movie came out right after COVID hit, right? Yeah. And it was a Universal release. Universal had a contract with AMC. They weren't allowed to go. They had to give it at AMC first. Mm-hmm. Universal knew you wouldn't be able to air it in theaters. So Universal basically said, screw you, AMC. Screw it. We're going to break our contract. We don't care. They launched it streaming only. They made more money than they've ever made in theaters. And even with the penalty they paid for the contract. And Universal's like, well, that's stupid. Why would we ever do that again?
I don't know about your source, Russ, but my sources, which are all online, articles. That's all we all have to go on. But all of the articles I read said that when you look at the movies they've already released, every one of them hit below their targets. And if you look at the movies that did go into the theaters first, like Tenet, they actually were still very strong. Like I said, over $300 million.
So, we'll see.
All right. I want to weigh in on this here. So
go.
My Raef movie prediction is more in the Craig camp. Movie theaters, Russ is right. People are going to be like, wow, brilliant. Why didn't we stream movies before? Because we weren't allowed to. There'd be lots of litigation. But now they can. Okay. But movie going is still a form of entertainment that people want to do. They want to sit with people. They want to laugh with people. They want to see it on the big screen.
Nope, it's full of germs, Raef.
Movie theaters, nope, they're going to stay in existence.
They are.
Nope.
There's going to be a bunch that go under, but there's going to be some that pull through and they'll be strong.
The industry will be saved by something, and I think I know what it's going to be. But
I don't think so. Okay, so moving on. Yeah. Different topic, but again, sticking with my song theme. Here's my quote. First in my class here at MIT, I got skills, champion D&D, MC Eschers. That's my favorite MC. Keep your 40. I'll have Earl Grey tea. That's what we're going to do there. Wow. This prediction is about video games, and it's actually a D&D based video game, which is why I chose that quote. Baldur's Gate 3. Now, for those of you who are confused, because I'm about to say Baldur's Gate 3 will release in 2021. Now, somewhere out there, the listeners are going, it's already out, Russ. No, it's in pre-release. They've only released Act 1. It's technically beta. It's early release.
That's true.
The full version will be coming out in 2021. And Baldur's Gate 3 is made by the folks who made Divinity Original Sin 2. And it's in the 90s on Metacritic for Divinity Original Sin 2. And I am saying that Baldur's Gate 3 will be within 10 points, plus or minus, of Divinity Original Sin 2, meaning it's going to do very well also. So my prediction, it will come out next year, and it's going to be killer.
Okay.
All right, Raef,
no boost for you, because I disagree.
You disagree.
Why is that, Raef?
He doesn't get these types of predictions correct.
Just plain and I think the record shows I don't get any predictions correct. If anybody agrees with me ever, you're foolish. That's pretty much
that's not true. On 3 different questions for 2020, you got it right, but you got robbed of any points because we all agreed with you.
Yeah.
Right.
So Raef disagreed with me, Craig. What are you going to do?
Half of your questions. Which is where you got 3 points, which is how you got so high this year.
See,
boosting, boosting was the
boosting is dangerous, Craig.
Boosting was the key to your coming in.
I fly too close to the sun, Craig. I fly too close to the sun. All right.
A little Icarus moment. Okay.
What do you think?
I think Baldur's Gate is very popular still. I have to agree.
All right. Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Going into round 4.
Round 4.
Yeah,
okay.
What do you think?
I will have 2 fully leveled WoW characters. Now, I got to give you some history on me. I am not what's known as an altaholic. I like to play my MMO with one character that I play all the time, and I enjoy that character, and that's like my mini version of me, and I don't do alts. So, and the other thing I need to tell you is my second character is at level 50, and it's going to level 60. Okay, but I've not played him since the expansion.
So what's your first character's level?
60. I have 160 already.
And is cap 80 or 60?
60. They put it down to 60.
You've already got one cap. So you're saying you're going to get your 50th level guy to 60 also.
Right. And I've never in the 15, I'm not trying to convince you, I'm just giving you data. In the 15 years of MMOs, I've never played an alt.
Okay.
Second character.
All right. But you've already put one to level 50.
You're almost capped.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I want to give you the full data.
That feels like a softball. Craig, what are you going to say?
I agree.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to boost it to 3.
Boost?
I'm boosting it to 3, which has never happened.
3. And do you have a third character yet?
I have them, but they're like level 8, level 22.
Now we're talking. Craig, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, and the leveling experience has been slowed, at least the way I level. I'm not like Greg, who can level in half a day. It still takes me months.
So, Craig, now that he's made it 3 characters, what do you think?
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah,
also.
that's smart.
That's not going to happen.
That's a good move.
I can personally distract you enough with D&D to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
all right,
that's a good move.
Craig,
Yes.
what is your round 4 prediction?
Well, I'm going to go negative now. I've been like feverishly changing. Not really. I haven't actually changed it. Due to the turbulence of 2020, I believe.
What turbulence?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
The asteroid.
Oh, right. Okay.
We will lose at least one major game publisher in 2021. Somebody that's held on with their fingernails, the supply chain issues, all of the other problems that we've been having. By lose, I mean either it's going to die or it's going to be acquired by another company. And by major,
dark.
I mean something that all 3 of us will recognize.
I
agree.
Dark, man. Dark.
I'm with Craig.
It is dark.
I don't like how vague it is. I'm going to agree also. You going to kick that up?
Vague?
Yeah. That's too vague. I need a specific company. Call someone out.
Oh, I'm not going to call.
Predict someone's death, Greg. Let's do it. It's 2020, man. Be dark. Be a murder hornet.
Be a murder hornet. I think no. See, no. I'm sticking.
All right. Okay. I don't know if it's because of the turbulence, because I feel like the gaming industry did pretty okay.
Yeah, but it's been see what's now. Full disclosure, if you look at the industry, it went through turbulent times before 2020, and there was a lot of contraction, as they say, in the market. And that contraction actually slowed down going into 2020. And difficult times, especially.
Oh, I think he got cut out.
I think the game industry sniped him.
Yeah, the game industry didn't like what he was saying, so they cut Craig off there. They chopped his internet connection.
They turned me off because I was saying nice things about
They did. Yeah, there was Zuckerberg's like, no. Okay. So all right, so you're saying you're keeping your prediction, you're not going to kick it up a notch, even though we both agree with you.
Correct.
Okay, I got one. And interestingly, and again, we don't coordinate these before, but I also have one about the game industry.
Interesting.
And the song quote I'm going to use is another quote from the songs here. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. This is the quote. And I'm quoting that Stephen Bonacore,
There's no R in Benjamin's, just saying.
There is now. Stephen Bonacore, retired game magnate and podfather, will come out of retirement in 2021.
Oh, interesting.
In what way? Like, define come out of retirement.
He is officially retired. He posted on Facebook. He is retired. He now only posts pictures of meals he's having with his lovely wife and trips he does in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now... And occasionally he posts about the latest releases of the former company, and I keep reminding him on Facebook that he is retired, so he shouldn't be doing that. But I feel like, kind of to your point, Craig, there's going to be this calling, there's going to be this need in 2021, need for someone with the experience, the firm hand yet gentle voice of Stephen Bonacore to guide a company, guide a game back to production.
Voice?
And he's going to be that guy. He's going to come out of retirement in 2021.
I don't think he's going to whack you.
I don't think he can stay retired. Quite frankly, he was optimistic.
Gentle voice, no.
He's going to look out there and he's going to be like, The world needs Bonaccord. The world needs more of me, and he's going to come back. I happen
to agree with that, although I think it's more for the strong hand than the gentle voice.
So how's it, like Craig said, how's it going to be quantified?
Yeah.
What he's going to say he's no longer retired. You can ask him. You can But
so there's no official, he's not going to appear as like with an official job.
No, he's officially retired. At some point next year, I'll be able to quote to some Facebook quote of his, or he'll say it on a podcast like the Dice Tower or something. He'll be back. He'll announce he's coming out of retirement. All right. And honestly, I just put that in there to see if he's listening still. All right. All right.
You would have to. No, I didn't say anything yet, so I don't know.
I thought you said you agreed.
No, I haven't.
Oh, what's your opinion, Craig?
I mean, I would agree if you promise that you're going to look on every possible forum.
Oh, no, you'll know because I'm friends with him on Facebook. You post it there. I'll know.
I get what he's saying, Craig.
know.
I think in that same vein.
Yeah, I'll agree, but I don't know.
Like he'll know it. It'll just become apparent. We'll all
only
agree.
Be able to point to some article somewhere in the internet where Stephen Bonaccord is literally saying, "I'm coming out of retirement." Yeah. You know, if Bonaccord comes out of retirement, he's going to announce it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be like news,
and it's to your benefit that you find it. So yes,
exactly. I'll find it.
Okay, I agree.
All right. If it helps you, I will say I'll add some documented evidence. There will be documented.
Right. Just like I have to prove guitar solo.
Yes, exactly. All right, Craig. Raef, you're first. Round 5 for Raef.
Now, you guys are going to think that I'm doing this for the sake of being funny, but I seriously have premonitions about this. Craig, I did have a premonition this morning in the shower. Sorry for the placement. That's just where it came to me.
Okay, you can't control when the muse strikes.
I don't want to know that you're thinking of me in the shower.
I don't know why, but that's where it came to me. Wow. Your nuts are safe this year. You will not be getting.
He was thinking about your nuts in the shower, Craig.
In the shower. This is getting worse.
I'm not joking. I was thinking about predictions, right? What am I going to predict? I'm thinking, and I'm like, it comes to me like a snap. I'm like, Craig is safe this year.
Like a kick in the nuts comes to him.
Wait. So your prediction is that I will not be kicked in the nuts
correct.
in 2021?
That's correct. And I have a second half.
Oh, okay.
But I'd like to point out to the listeners, I was correct. My premonition last year was correct.
It took a while. It's kind of like my prediction that everything would consolidate into the phone, but I did it like 2 years early.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now the real prediction to go along with that, unless you guys are happy with that.
Was this an and or an or, Raef?
Well, I made it's an and or.
Yeah.
You can't be
and. It's the Boolean. No, it's the Boolean or.
And or is just or.
It's the exact.
You can do an XOR. You can do exclusive or, which basically means it can't be both.
Yes, it can, because that's how lawyers do it.
So you're doing or. You're just doing straight up or.
So you can do your Boolean logic if you want, but in my head, I mean and or.
Yeah, that just means and or is just or.
Right.
Yeah.
No, because it means both can happen.
No, that's what we did earlier. Because in Boolean, or is and.
Boolean, right. So if you're using Boolean, I intend it to be that both can happen or one can happen, and I'm correct.
Okay.
I'll put and or in
here. Why I'm opening this can of worms, I don't even know. But Raef, in the 2020 prediction segment, you were arguing against or being that using that.
Because to a lawyer, that would be just or.
Okay. So but that's not what you mean. You don't.
Well, he's saying and or now.
Now he's saying and. Oh, I get it.
Now he's saying and / or.
So to a lawyer, you need and or.
Which basically means you can put a line. You can put a line through either one of these. Only one of these really matters.
Right. Okay. I get it.
So if you're not kicked in the nuts, Craig, whatever he's about to say doesn't matter. Because if you're not kicked in the nuts, that was the or. So I'm going to agree with this before you even say anything else, because I think the odds of Craig being kicked in the nuts again are pretty low.
Okay. Go ahead. Your logic is flawed, but the second half is, and this is really
flawed. Your logic is flawed.
It is.
I believe you.
It is, because it does matter. Because I'm going to show you. It does.
All right.
All right.
So, but your prediction basically is the sky is blue and this really complicated prediction that doesn't matter.
Well, that doesn't work because the sky is always blue.
Okay.
Not in my world.
Okay.
Right.
Well, anyway, it'll become apparent with the next thing I say.
Go for it. Yeah.
I will meditate 3 times a week, every single week, 52 weeks. and this is not a current habit of mine. I'm putting this here to force myself to do it. And this is not an established habit.
Now, are these related because you feel your power of your meditation will prevent Craig from being kicked in the nuts?
No, they're not related.
In which case, thank you.
Okay.
They're not related. They just, one comes to me and then the other's the prediction.
You just feel the need to put an unrelated and or after it.
Right.
Got it.
So I don't know what Boolean logic is. I don't know what that is. But what this means
frame
to
it
me,
this way. You've said something that has a 99% chance of being true, and then something that has a 99% chance of being false, but because it's and or, all I got to worry about is the 99% true one.
No, all you have to worry about is one will occur or both can occur.
Right.
That's what and or means.
Yes.
I don't know what it means in Boolean, but
okay.
Because the way I viewed the other one would be incorrect because both occurred.
Right. So if Craig doesn't get kicked in the nuts and you do not meditate,
then this is a failure.
No, it's successful because you're saying and or.
Successful because you're saying and or.
The or means if Craig doesn't get kicked in the nuts.
Oh, yeah. That's sorry. I was thinking about last year.
So what I'm saying is it's very unlikely Craig's going to get kicked in the nuts 2 years in a row. It could happen, but it seems low incident. Craig, in the last 10 years, how many times have you kicked the nuts, Craig? Last 10 years?
Once.
Right. So I think the probability now, of course, you and I could correct that tomorrow, but we wouldn't because it'd be rude.
I would appreciate it if you didn't. That would be a really rotten way to bring in the new year.
That just goes to the strength.
This drink is ending. Galon kapow.
Should old acquaintance be for bam?
Starting the year off with a bang. All right. So
or a whimper.
That just goes to the strength of whether you agree or not agree, not the logic.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with this.
I'm gonna agree. How do I not agree with this?
Oh, that's dangerous.
Rafe, would you like to kick it up a notch? Pardon the pun.
No way. Mead 3 times a week, every week for 52 weeks.
No, because that's not what we're betting on here. We're betting on that you will.
You get rid of me not getting kicked in the groin.
If you make it an and, Rafe, if you just make it an and, that's harder.
And go ahead, make it an and.
Okay, now if you make it an and, that means both things have to be true, and I will disagree with that.
And tomorrow night, Russ will kick me in the groin. And
no, because now I don't.
No, I don't want that.
Get rid of very hard. It's very hard for Rafe to do what he's trying to do, and I would gladly take a negative 1 point if Rafe can successfully
get rid of that because what I want it to be, just get rid of Craig. Will get kicked in the nuts. We'll just forget that this year.
No, you can leave it in there. The and's fine. Because here's the weakness: if you left that in there and you worked hard all year long and meditated, and then Craig got kicked in the nuts on December 30th,
right?
You would lose the points even though you meditated,
right? But the way it is now is, oh, I see. Not is a rare chance. Okay, I keep thinking like he is, because I'm so used to him.
Yeah, you made it not.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep. You made it not. You made the first one almost certain, and that was the problem I was trying to explain.
And I apologize about insulting your logic because now I see it.
Okay, good. I knew you'd get there eventually. All right, Craig. What was your round 5 prediction, Craig?
Okay. I got to be careful of what I cut and paste here because my boost is actually built in.
Your boost is built in.
It's written in, but I don't want to give away the boost if I don't have to. I am going to say that Simon is going to reveal at least some units, if not the entire army of the others, the White Walker.
Ooh.
For A Song of Ice and Fire before the end of the year. Now, to put that in perspective, this past year, they actually released 2 armies. They released the Baratheons, right?
Yeah.
I think that was 2020.
Yeah.
And the Targaryens in 2020.
Yeah.
I know the Targaryens were 2020. They have already released a bunch of model pictures and previews of cards, etc., for the Greyjoys. Which look awesome, especially if you want to do Vikings, which leads me to believe that they will be teasing another army before the end of 2021, and I think it's going to be them, even though technically, as far as the books go right now, we haven't actually seen an army of the others of the White Walkers in the books.
The books aren't coming out, so we'll just.
Well, we know we know.
Yeah. All right. That's a good prediction. Rafe, what do you think about that?
I disagree.
Oh, wow.
No, so no need.
I'm going to agree.
Okay. That's good because my boost was going to be that George R.R. Martin was going to announce the publishing date for the next book.
Yeah, I would disagree with that.
And you would have hardcore disagreed with that.
I forgot
that
that
was
he
an
talked
easy
about a
one.
boost.
All right.
Raef saved me from having to do that.
All right. Are you ready? Here's my next prediction. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And again, keeping with my musical theme, here's my quote. Oh no, there goes Tokyo. It's Godzilla. And my prediction is I will get myself and 2 others into Monster Apocalypse this year.
I love the thought behind it, but what does get into? How is that going to be quantified?
It means I will have a painted of the new Monster Apocalypse, right? The not collectible one.
Yeah.
I will have a painted Monster Apocalypse army.
Yeah.
And I will find 2 other individuals. They may or may not be on this show, who will also have collected and painted forces enough to play Monster Apocalypse with me. And we'll play several games. You want me to write that down?
Well, no, wait, because I don't think those 2 things mean the same thing. Your prediction here says you will get them into it.
Yeah.
And what you just said is that you will find 2 people who are already into it.
No. Sorry, I'll get them into it. Yeah.
Who are not currently into it. You're going to get them into it.
Who
like they will buy on their own with their own money.
Have MPOC, but will buy it. Will buy in some amount on a starter box or enough to have an army.
After you,
I'm not saying they're going to paint their stuff. I mean, they might, but love enough to play. And play at least 2 games.
I'm going to agree. Could do to boost it where I would disagree. So if they can't be related to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, they won't be related to me, and they are not related to me. I'm totally cool with that.
Okay.
So let's say
I will disagree.
All right. Raef, what are your thoughts?
Okay. So let's say you're playing at Gordon's and you're like, oh yeah, I got Sammy into it. Like that counts.
Yeah, why not?
And so
I already got people in the Blood Red Skies indirectly. Right. So what I'm saying is I'm going to go to some place. Either I'm going to find some of our normal gamer friends like you or Dave or somebody, get them into it because they're going to be like, oh, let's play it. That's actually pretty good. They just announced 2 new factions. That's what I'm excited about.
I'm going to
holding off on this game, and I really want to get back into it.
I'm going to disagree, and I'm okay with your word, but I'd like to point out that you would say if I had this one, you would say to me, well, how are you going to prove that?
Well, it's no different than saying I'm not going to back more than 1 Kickstarter, or I'm not going to play more than 3 games. It's just something that, but it's quantifiable in that I'll next year I'll be honest and I'll say, well, I didn't play any Monster Apocalypse, or I did play 3 times and there were 2 guys that I met and here's what they did or whatever, All right, cool. I got 2 disagreements. That's a tough one because I really want to do it myself, but then I got to find 2 more people. So that's hard.
Out of curiosity, what are the 2 new factions that?
Crap! Here, yes. No, not allowed. Nope.
Too late to disagree, Rafe. Too late to disagree. Have you seen the new buildings, Craig? Craig, let me show you. Take you to Privateer Press's website. We'll just go look at some of the new.
There's no time for that.
Okay.
Oh crap!
Rafe, 1 down, 1 to go. Rafe, your turn. What are you going to predict?
Okay. I was given one of the most surprised gifts from my family gift swap, not the intimate family, but the larger family. They bought me the board game Gloomhaven.
Nice.
Oh wow, that's
yes.
Nice.
I was impressed with that gift.
It's a huge game.
I know. So here's my prediction.
Investment. They must really love you.
They must really love me. Here's my prediction. It's going to sound corny, but I'm going to fill it in. Okay. I will play a game of Gloomhaven.
All right.
Now, here's why I don't think that'll happen.
You've got a free copy of this giant game right in front of you.
I know, but here's why I don't think it'll happen. I had no desire to play it. I'm very honored that they gave it to me, and I'm excited that they did. But I said to myself, I'm only going to play 1 dungeon type of crawl game, and for me, that's the Flying Frog games. Like if I'm going to play that, I want to play that game.
Yeah, but is it like some kind of like law you've made on yourself? How do you know there's never going to be a better game?
Yeah, there's like a law I've made on. It's like a law I've made on myself. So, and then I opened the box and I went, oh God, what a bunch of work this box looks like.
Yeah, but Rafe, here's what I liked about Gloomhaven, even though I eventually gave my copy away. All the little pieces in there are great standees for D&D models, and they have a million of them. So if you role play and you want to play in person, you have a model for every occasion.
It's
awesome.
Well, I don't believe my own prediction. Just to get, I know that sounds corny, but the reason why I did it is I want to sort of be like, well, I've got it. I might as well play it.
Craig, but you get to respond first, and I'm going to make one. Go ahead. What do you think? Agree or disagree?
I'll agree.
Agree, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm going to agree also because I think
all you have to do is play it once. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the guilt's going to get to you. So they're going to have given this to you. It's a thoughtful present. It is not a cheap present. Not cheap at all.
No, I know.
Someone spent a lot of money and time for you to let it sit there and gather dust for an entire year to know you're going to see him next Christmas. At a minimum, you would play it at least once before next Christmas just to be able to say you did and you liked it.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
So that's a softball. So would you like to kick it up a notch? Because once is too easy. And by the way, it doesn't take that long to play one game. I've played several times.
Oh, I thought it might take hours.
No, it's not. It's not.
Why'd you give your copy away?
Honestly, we didn't care for the mechanics.
Yeah,
and I thought it was a no-brainer with my kids, and we like a lot of dungeon crawl games. This wasn't it for us.
I know,
but it doesn't mean you won't like it because you and I disagree. You like Agricola, for God's sake. So
I know that's what I'm worried about. All right, I'll play it twice.
Twice, Craig. What do you think?
Twice. No, because then what if he likes it? I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Also, you're gonna like it, and then you're gonna play it 6 times.
I'll just keep it because then when I don't play it, you'll be wrong.
All right, nice. All right, Craig, what's your round 6 prediction?
Okay, now it's interesting that it comes to it. Now I've got it because of where I have it from where I'm pasting it from.
Yeah.
I'm changing it as soon as I get it there because so it's got at least one major game-oriented convention will be held in 2021.
Yeah,
but that's not it. That's
a softball compared to mine now.
Or exactly.
Yeah.
Before PAX Unplugged.
So you're basically trying to get double points off me being wrong.
Yeah,
I love it. All right.
Didn't
I make mine PAX East though? I think I changed mine, didn't I?
Yeah, you went PAX East.
I went to PAX East.
Okay,
right?
then I'll say before PAX East. I just deleted the R in Raef, by the way.
Right. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. Before PAX East, yes.
Before PAX East, right?
Yeah, it'll happen.
Disagree.
Okay. You're disagreeing, I'm disagreeing also.
Okay, there we go.
It's locked in.
Yeah, I don't know how do we define major? Because I said a specific con.
Well,
What's major?
I had
he had them listed.
I did. I had Captain Con, Adepticon, Gamma, Gen Con, PAX, any
Put
flavor.
those back in, Craig.
Historicon.
All right.
I would say Spiel.
You can just make an attendance number, like more than 10,000.
No, because I had Captain. I had anything that we would.
Well, Captain Con's already canceled, so that's not.
Well, apparently, according to you, so is Adepticon. So
yes, Adepticon's already canceled.
Late. My knowledge.
So is Lock and Load. Privateer already canceled Lock and Load, but that's a July con.
I mean, the Lock and Load is actually not huge either. So what I'm saying is that recognizable. Like we would.
Okay. All right. We can quibble.
Right.
I'll be inclined to give it to you because I want cons to come back. So I'll be inclined to give it to you.
The only one that see that he loves cons, but he hates theaters. He hates these theaters.
I don't hate theater. I'm just being pragmatic.
You hate theaters.
No, I can get a better.
I knew this about you, Russ, but you hate theaters.
Oh no! If you want to see theater hate, wait till prediction round 7. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Poor theater.
Oh, I'm coming for theater. I'm coming for you next. All right. It's not me. It's the COVID. It's COVID talking.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. My round 6 prediction. Again, back to my musical quotes. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. And I really hate that lyric because it does one of my least favorite things in English, which tries to make again and plane rhyme or again and rain rhyme because those words do not rhyme.
No, they're called
but in any case,
plant rhymes or near rhymes.
So Raef, much like you always make predictions about us, I'm making a prediction about you.
Ooh.
Okay, ready? So the inability to travel is going to reignite your desire to see the world, Raef. And Raef, you will go on a major vacation in 2021.
Really?
Yeah.
What's a major vacation?
Raef will know it when he sees it.
Well, I have nothing planned.
When was the last time you traveled, for example, internationally?
Vague and knocking it up. So
no, Raef, when was your last major vacation? What was it like?
Yeah, I'm getting what he's getting at. Marisa surprised me for my 50th, and we flew to Bermuda.
There you go. And when did that happen?
September
2019,
a year and a half ago or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
I'm 51 now.
So I'd say it could be that. If you want to make it even more exotic, I would say maybe like Europe or a place you've never been before.
Okay, so I have nothing planned, but boy, do I love travel. So
yeah, see, you don't have a plan right now, but in another 6 months of lockdowns or whatever the craziest is going to happen, you're going to be ready.
I'm in. I'm into that. I'm going to agree.
Okay. So if you're defining major trip as a trip, a trip to a foreign destination he's never been to, I would disagree.
Oh, disagree. Okay.
But you have to say a foreign destination he has never been to. Outside of the continental United States, I am not going to allow myself to lose a point if he runs up to Niagara Falls.
Okay.
He's been to Niagara Falls.
I've been to Niagara Falls many times.
Because I think I would count like going to like Nevada or someplace.
Yeah, what if I want to go to Wyoming or something?
Yeah, I'm going to say never been. I'm just going to go destinations never been to.
Then I agree.
Crap, because I've been to Wyoming.
Yeah.
And I want to visit again.
Well, you're going to agree that I'm going to kick it up and go with international.
Yeah, international.
Okay, international where he's never been before.
Why can't it? But Craig, why can't it be if I go to London again? I mean, it's still a major trip.
Yeah, I'm going to take off the has never done before from going international.
Well, because I don't want him to go take a quick jaunt down to Bermuda again.
Excluding
Bermuda.
How about Europe?
Yes, I would say outside of the continental. No, not what.
How about a European destination?
But what if I want to visit
the
Italy?
Americas? Outside of the Americas.
We won't be going to Bermuda again, Craig, because Marisa didn't like it as much as me.
No, well, she's got more taste than you. So.
Yeah, I liked Bermuda a lot.
Right, here we go. But I feel like South America should count, Craig. I feel like
South America would totally count because I in my head that's still.
How about North America?
Hasn't been outside of North America. Yeah.
How about that? North America. There we go. Okay,
that's fair.
Craig, do you disagree now?
I disagree now. Yeah.
Good, because I did a lot of work for that.
You did.
Raef,
Yes.
Are you still agreeing with that?
Yep.
All right, nice. All right, round 7. Here we go.
I don't think it'll
Final
happen,
round.
but yep.
Raef, what's your final prediction for 2021?
Okay. I like this prediction I've got here.
Okay.
Craig's nuts are safe this year. So, Cobra Kai season 3 will get more eyeballs on it than the previous seasons. Now, that's what I wanted to make the prediction, but I didn't know how it would be measured. So I do have a measurement.
Don't worry, I got a whole new system coming out. See, earlier prediction.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
So should I leave it like that? Because I don't know how
I think you can get those numbers because I think
you can Google viewership. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll show viewership within a given platform. So like Netflix would show it to compare to itself. What you can't see is like how did Cobra Kai do against like Forged in Fire on Hulu?
Oh, okay, good. Can you put period Russ/Rose will verify?
Oh, that Rose has become an official verifier. All right. Craig, what's your thoughts on that?
Why you think it's
he's saying it'll be the best of the seasons, or at least be the most watched.
Yep.
Yeah, but I what I see, like you think that the Okinawan girl is going to be a big pull. Is that what
I haven't seen the end of season 2. Stop.
He didn't reveal anything. I can give you some stats, Craig, if it helps you.
No,
Okay.
I disagree. I mean, just in general principle. Yeah,
that's right.
I'm going to disagree also, and I think it's not because it's not going to be good or people want to see it. I think it's going to be because of the decline in the lockdown, hopefully. And also, right now, there's so little content to meet demand that people will watch anything. And I think there's going to be competing better content.
Well, Russ, to be fair, season 3 starts in like a week.
Yeah, it starts. I think,
does it?
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still gonna. Well, then I'm going to agree. Thank you for that information.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say that too, Craig.
All right. Okay, Craig, what's your final prediction for 2020?
My final prediction is I'm just so freaking positive. Is that Atomic Mass Games, who
are you back with them again? You like them.
We just discussed that they just got handed all of the Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars miniatures. They're going to have their first Star Wars release, so they have to release something in 2021.
Yeah.
And they will not vary wildly in cost or quality from the Fantasy Flight Games versions. So cost meaning no more than 15% increase over a a comparable release. So, like for instance, one of the Commander packs for Star Wars Legion right now costs $13. It won't cost more than say $15 under their new structure. For an equivalent like they may repackage stuff and it might be like it's this guy with 3 extra droids. That doesn't count as the same kind of one for one.
I get what you're saying. Yep.
Okay, and by quality I mean either Russ or I will agree, or that we'll both agree that the quality or the components will either we'll agree that the quality is the same or the components will be fundamentally unchanged. Like if it's exactly the same, the token count and the same base that comes with it and the same model, then it's like we wouldn't be getting into an argument that it's the same.
I really like how you worked on the quality measurement of this, and I'm going to disagree, but I really like how you quantified it.
I'm afraid I'm wrong, but I want to be right.
I know. That's why I'm disagreeing.
I love the quantification also, and I'm going to agree with you, Craig, because I don't really think there's going to be any negative impact of Atomic Mass taking this over.
Yeah, I think it would be very dangerous for them from a business point of view to do any.
I'm even more optimistic. I think the rules are going to be just as good. I think you're going to have full-time focus on it. I think this is going to end up being a pretty solid move.
Yeah,
because I think as many people are nervous about this, and they didn't like some of the personality changes. I honestly think Fantasy Flight wasn't just putting much time into it as they used to.
I think you're not wrong.
So I think having full time on it would be good. So I like that. Excellent. Okay, my final prediction, which is accompanied by song lyrics.
A nuclear bomb will go off in a movie theater.
No. I told you it was going to be theater. You are confused, sir.
Actual. Oh no!
Start spreading the news, Craig. I'm leaving today.
What? Oh no!
I'm leaving today, Craig. Wow, you know where this is going.
You're bringing.
Boom! I said theater. So my prediction: Broadway in New York City will. Here's the good news. Good news. It will restart in at least some form or measure in May of 21. So right now, if you try to go in and buy Broadway tickets today, right? If you go to like any of the ticket sites, they're selling tickets for May 2021 right now. That's as early as you can buy because everything's closed.
Yep.
But by then, some other city or geography will have kicked off theater and will start to be considered competition. In other words, New York City will start to not be the center of the world for theater.
Russ, this is not like you to have so many predictions so weakly sourced.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
I don't, because the world's changing. There's no way to measure this. Like the problem we have is there isn't any, you're going to know this when you see it, but there's no like, all the current methods of measurement, like box office numbers and everything, the paradigm is shifting so much that all those things are.
I like it. I really like how I like these because these are just how I think too.
But I don't know how to quantify this.
I know, because here's what bothers me. It's because I can't trust the press. So even if I see an article that says Austin is the new Broadway, I won't believe it. That's just some dumb article versus it really is the new Broadway. Right.
So I don't know how to quantify it. But I think maybe the way is there'll be a major new production or something, or a major production that was going to launch on Broadway, but it launches somewhere else.
Okay, that could be measurable.
So like a new production or a major, like let's say there's a new Hamilton, not Hamilton, but like the next play that's everybody's talking about, like Hamilton. But instead of like go see Hamilton in Broadway, I got to go to fly to New York City. It'll be go to Gary, Indiana. I don't know, wherever it is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Gary, Indiana.
You know, hey, we're building a public entertainment center here in Nashua. Maybe Nashua, New Hampshire will be the new Broadway. No, maybe it's Boston. I don't know, but it'll be somewhere that's not New York.
Okay.
Because
so okay. Okay. So what you're saying is that a major productions American opening will be in a city other than New York.
Yes,
is what you're saying.
Yeah, because they're going to be ready to go, and New York's not going to be ready for them, so they're going to go somewhere else.
I like that, Russ. I'm going to agree with you.
That's very interesting.
And just the act of that happening is going to be kind of like the movie studios figuring out you don't have to be in a movie theater to make money. Someone's going to figure out you don't have to be in Broadway in New York City to make money, because people are going to miss that. Because here's my thinking. Movie theaters themselves are going to be dead. It'll reinvigorate the desire to go see something in person with an audience and applaud and see things. Like I think music concerts are going to come back big when singing doesn't kill people anymore. So I think that's what's going to come back too. But I think so theater in person will resurge, but New York will no longer be the epicenter because I think sadly New York City is on a long road to recovery.
Yeah, I
agree.
So
I don't want you to agree with me. I'm not supposed to command you to disagree with me. Craig, what do you think?
So don't write anything down yet.
All right.
Because I think that's I hadn't thought about that. And I think that's very interesting. And I think it makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. But it shows sadly what I believe to be a woeful ignorance on your part.
Okay.
So
then you disagree.
I'm trying to get as offensive as Raef was at the beginning, and I can't remember his specific statement.
All right, good. Disagree. Do it. You know you want to.
I disagree. All
right, excellent.
Yeah,
so what do you think is going to happen? You think Broadway is going to come back full force by sometime?
I believe that the production companies are so invested in the prestige of Broadway that you would have to have some outside organization come in and make a declaration that they were going to be a disruptor. Right. And I think that between the unions and the culture and the force of momentum, really, and inertia, I think that's going to be very difficult for somebody to be able to put together all of the people you would need to have that level of a release, right? To all agree to do it somewhere else.
Yeah, but what if New York City says, like, sorry, we're going to, due to another spike, we're going to not do anything for theater until 2022. How long can these production companies stay in existence?
Well, but the main problem that you're running into is facilities also. The facilities you require.
But there are cities that have facilities. They just haven't been.
Yeah, they are. But most of them are like Chicago or Massachusetts or California. I mean, most of those centers are centers who have gone double down, triple down on the lockdown concept. Yeah. Right. So maybe. I mean,
like it, Russ.
I think it's an intriguing idea. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of cultural momentum that you're working against that will not. I think that it could very well be sort of like the same sort, like me getting kicked in the groin took a few years to really come to fruition, or the phone took a few years to really consolidate all of our music and our GPS and our cameras and whatnot. It may happen eventually. I don't think it'll happen in 2021.
All right, we'll see what happens. There you go. All right, well, there's our predictions. Now, there's one last prediction left, though, which is who's going to be right next year. This time next year, again, assuming we're not consumed by an asteroid or a fireball or something. Who's going to be right? Raef, you won this year.
Yes, I would like to say.
Who's going to win?
Clearly, I know how this works. As the winner of the 2020 predictions, this is so easy. Craig is going to win 2021. Okay. No brainer.
Craig, what's your prediction going to be?
You know what? I'm looking at the agree and disagree ratios here, and I'm gonna say I think Raef's gonna pull it off again.
Ooh, back to back.
I think there's a lot of agree on Russ's roster.
All right, here's what I'm going to predict. Are you ready for this? This is very unlike me, but I'm going to predict myself.
Actually, there's only one, but I'll stick with it.
I'm going to predict myself. And the reason I'm predicting myself is I would really hate to be the one time I win, I would lose because someone else predicted me.
Right.
By predicting myself, if I'm in a close draw and then it pushes me over the edge, that's just brilliant.
That's a sweet victory, Russ, if you do that.
So I'm going to double down. Now, I don't really think that's going to happen. I just don't want to lose because I didn't predict myself.
Not only that, but it's nonsensical because if you won, nobody else said you were going to win, so they wouldn't have
That's right. I'm just so confident.
Don't tell them that.
I'm so confident.
Once again, I'm going to go back to the point where I don't think I ever want to get in a rocket designed by you.
That's probably fair. All right. Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us this year, everyone. And I think we speak for everyone. We say, thank goodness 2020 is over. And here's hoping 2021. How can it be any worse?
We're so close to the countdown.
See you all in 2021. And Say hi to me out on Twitter if you want to. D6G Hollywood on Twitter. Love to say hi.
Yeah, say hi to Raef. We all miss him.
Achievement unlocked. You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@the d6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening and happy gaming.